How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the second episode of the PRN Sports podcast. Um, I'm your host, Jett Parker. And the bottom right, we have Krystal White. The bottom left, we have Tyrik Wynn. And then in the top left, we have Crittenden. All reporters at PRN. Before we get started, I kind of just want to take a second to explain the reason why we started a podcast and why we're doing this. We wanted to be able to share our opinions as well as give you a different look at perhaps the people at Georgia State and the Georgia State Athletic Department and different figures around Atlanta, and give you a more hyper-local kind of sense of what sports is like in the city of Atlanta. So we decided to start this podcast so that my wonderful panelists would be able to express their opinions and have some nice discussions. But the first things that we're going to get started with is the Georgia State men's basketball team. Obviously, we know that they fell short in the Sun Belt quarterfinals to Georgia Southern, but I feel like there's a lot more to unpack. So
Didn't matter, right?
yeah, I mean, at the end it didn't matter, but so if whoever wants to, jumpstart this conversation, go right ahead.
Let's be honest.
Krystal.
I think the season, I think the season was a disappointment. Like they played against Duke, like for the second or third game, only lost by 9. Then they played against Georgetown, lost by 8. So I really thought that they was going to go to March Madness and basically make a good run. But to me, I think they relied too much on their 3-point game for their bad defense. Okay, they won't play defense. They think just go down and just chunk up a 3 to make up for their bad defense. What do y'all think?
I agree with some of that, but the team was built for that. Like Coach Hunter loved threes. They took a lot of threes over Coach Hunter. So when you look at the makeup of the roster, that's part of the reason why. It's because that's what they do. And I mean, they were pretty good at it for the most part throughout the season. I had to look up exactly the number, but I mean, at times they looked bad. I mean, at times they shot really poorly, but for the most part during the season they shot pretty well. Defensively, I think there's a couple of things. They were new to the man-to-man again. Like they had played everyone that had been here so far. Unless you were a freshman, you were used to playing matchup zone, and you see them go back to matchup zone at certain points throughout the season because they were struggling with the man-to-man. So I mean, you could play it all your life, but then you stop playing it and then try to play it again. It's kind of hard. You got to get adjusted to it. Like it's different in the flow of a game. So I think that was part of the reason why defensively they were so bad. I mean, guys just honestly could not be good defenders as well. Like Justin and Corey may not be good defenders. Nothing against them, they just might not be. Kane is pretty solid, but next year's gonna tell a lot. They have no excuses next year, but everyone's gonna be used to playing man to man again. There's no matchup zone. It's gonna be needed. We have a full year of man plus whatever you get in the off season next season. So I mean, I expect that to be cleared up next year. I don't think they're gonna have as much trouble defensively, and they weren't terrible, but I don't think they're gonna have as much trouble as they did.
Well, definitely at the beginning of the season, they prided themselves on, like Krystal said, 3-point shooting as well as 3-point defense. And, as the season went on, I feel like both of those began to slip. And then I feel like even more so with 3-point defense. But they had a lot. They brought in big men. This was their first season for them, as well as, a couple of redshirt guys that weren't able to play. So what do you guys think about the potential impact of these big men that were freshmen this year and will be, a year older next year, or the ones that might have been redshirted?
I think I haven't seen a guy from Cincinnati play, but I assume he's good. I hope he is at least aggressive. But it's really hard for big men to come in as freshmen and start. And for anybody, but big men especially, because you banging with some big guys down there. They don't have the strength. the physicality had never seen anything like it in high school or AU was not the same strength, like I said. And then just the guys are like, when you're a big man as a veteran, like you're savvy, you got moves, you know what guys are gonna do. It's a lot that goes into it. So I think for the freshmen, I mean, they probably played as well as you would expect a freshman big to play this year. I seen Jalen play a lot in high school, or a few times I should say. But I thought he has potential definitely, and Joe does as well. I know Joe kind of was up and down throughout the year, and both were. But they're freshmen. What do you expect? But I think they do know the sky's the limit for those guys. I do think they'll pan out pretty well as time goes on. It's just as freshmen, it's hard to contribute, especially for big men. So a few years, I think Georgia State will be looking at two monsters down low. But they also got to develop the game too, because as we see basketball's changed, like big man got to be able to step out and make impact now, or you're gonna be sitting on the bench because they're gonna have somebody out there that can put the ball on the floor and shoot threes, and then you're gonna be outmatched and you can't compete with them. So that's the next step to the game. They got to develop. They want to get to that next level.
Yeah, I see. What Jalen and Joe they play mostly this year. I see them doing way better this year. I would say Joe started for like most of the season, and hopefully, I know Jalen when they were playing the zone defense, like we were talking about, like he would not look like backdoor. That guy would always cut. So I think he got a lot of that. I think he'll like improve on that, starting to look backdoor and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they'll get better. Like the guy from Cincinnati, I've seen some of his highlights. He seems pretty good too.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in on that first part because I didn't get a chance to butt in. But yeah, so what's up, everybody? I'm Tyrik Wynn. But yeah, that first part, talking about the season, I think that they did have a lot of goals. I actually this year I did like the year when I first came to Georgia State. I had a chance to go to some of the games, but this year I actually didn't have a chance to go to. Had a chance to watch a few of them, and just by watching, I think comparing from this past year that they just came off of, and then the year prior, I think they lost their swagger. I mean, I think that they lots of things just kind of went wrong for them, things they didn't expect to go wrong. I mean, it happened. So, but I think that this upcoming year, I think they're going to learn from their mistakes. And I think that they should be pretty successful, to be honest with you. I don't think that, like Christian said, I don't think that they have an excuse not successful. I mean, they got the players, they got the coach. I mean, they just need to execute.
Yeah, and Tyrik, you bring I guess, a unique perspective into this. You're more of a news reporter, and even when you cover sports, you usually stick to football. So you kind of come in here as more of a fan, I would say.
Yeah.
I guess give that perspective as to what was it like to be a Georgia State men's basketball fan and watch this season.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, when I first came to Georgia State as a freshman, I mean, it was pretty exciting. I was like, okay, look at college sports, you know what I'm saying? And then, I got there, I was excited. Football, not so much, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, basketball actually got me excited because, the season was pretty good, except for, this season that they just came off of, was last bit. But being a fan, sitting in the stands, is pretty exciting. You get to cheer with the other fans, with the other students and stuff. So I mean, just and then to dibble and dabble in the reporting on it, because I haven't had a chance to report on basketball physically, like some of my colleagues on here. But just looking at it, I mean, I think it's pretty exciting. I mean, I think it's a great game. Think that I'm excited to see what happens next year within Georgia State men's basketball. Maybe I might look to covering some games. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
And I know Krystal, I would, some of the games that I went to, I would be, on the sideline, right? And and something would either good happen or something that was bad that would happen, and you would just throw up your hands sitting on the sideline.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I think I reacted to everything they did, But I got y'all about the State versus Southern game this year. So everybody was really hyping up the State versus Southern game, and this is my first time going. So the first game was awful. So would you say the second game is how it usually be? Like how?
I
It's not how it normally is.
Yeah,
They don't normally lose.
last year was much better.
They hadn't lost to them at home since the 90s.
Yeah.
Literally, the 90s haven't lost to them at home. So this year was pretty disappointing to lose to them twice in the same season in like 2 weeks. But I mean, the game is going to always be electric. It's always going to be fun. It's going to be the one game that you can expect to be pretty much a sellout. Sometimes this is how basketball goes. It's really weird. It's never really consistent. Like you could beat somebody forever, and then they can finally just get one bit of confidence, and they win. Like for instance, they came in there and won by like 20 the first time. Who knows what that did for them? You know, they never done that before. So what they haven't done since the 90s at least. So when you get something like that and you give someone confidence, you don't want that because then they come back in thinking like, oh well, this is nothing. Like it was tough playing here before. We finally conquered it, so now it's not tough playing here anymore. So that's kind of how the game goes. And that's how this year kind of felt. I have to go back and really like watch to see what really went wrong for Georgia State in that game. I think they were there. I know in the first game they were afraid to attack the middle. I was watching my brother and he was saying like, Kyle, they just wouldn't attack the middle. They wouldn't attack the paint, and they were selling for a lot of threes in that game, and they weren't making them either. And I would know one difference. I think Southern started on a 9-0 run in the first game, and that was like
They
they lost
did.
by 9 points actually, and that was the difference in the game. The 9 point, the 9-0 run to start the game for Southern was the difference because they ended up losing by 9. So I mean, just how life
Well,
goes.
did y'all notice this? It's like when both games they went against Southern at home. It's like when the fans like just got up and like left, like their whole team energy went down and they just gave up.
I mean, that's gonna happen. If you getting blown out at home, especially by a rival, you're not gonna sit there and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that happens with any sport.
You know.
Yeah. So, and then I had some friends at Southern, and we was talking trash and stuff, but you know, may didn't go our way, but this is what it is.
Well, Christian, you've gotten the opportunity to talk to Rob Lanier, the head coach, several times, and he, from what I've heard, you know, preaches a lot about the mental aspect of the game. So, what do you think that losing by 20 points, not to like keep harping on the State versus Southern game, but like, that Band-Aid's been ripped off now. That 20-year legacy of winning is gone. So, what is the mental ramifications of that?
Not nothing now. I don't think going into next season it's gonna be different. Southern they got a new coach. Their coach left. They have a new coach. They lost. They maybe have like 4 scholarship players right now. So their team is legit different. I don't even know if anybody on that roster was on the floor. That's gonna be on the floor next time they come to sports arena. So for that particular game, nothing because it's not gonna matter. It's gonna be their coach's first time. He's gonna experience it. He's gonna be lost just like I'm sure Coach Lanier was. Like he's been in games before, but it's different when you a head coach and a rivalry and stuff like that. So for those guys, it would be completely different. So if it was the same team, I would say Southern, it would definitely, their confidence would be there, but I don't think so this year. But for Georgia State, this guy know that can happen again. And so for Georgia State, it could have something. They could be trying too hard to make it not happen, and they could be making mistakes. Just like they could have been the case in the second game. It could have just been too amped, didn't want them to lose again, and then they ended up losing because it was just too much. They put too much pressure on themselves. So from Georgia State perspective, that can definitely help. And when it comes to Southern, I don't think so. They're always going to be a little brother every day of the week, so it doesn't matter.
Well, do you guys have any last thoughts on the Georgia State men's basketball season? What went wrong, what might happen in the future, anything like that?
I would say that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. What'd you say?
You gotta go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, I'm excited. I'm excited for next season. I got big expectations. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, big expectations.
They lost one senior from this year's roster. They got 3 transfers: Ryan Boyce, JoJo, and the guy. I don't want to pronounce the name wrong, so I'm just saying the guy from Cincinnati. Corey's coming back. Justin's back. Kane is a senior. Those 2 are seniors. They got
They
3
lost 2
receivers.
seniors.
Okay, I knew
Oh,
Krystal
Chris.
was gonna bring this up.
Well, I didn't know he.
Everybody always leave Chris out. Whatever
No,
his
I
last
was
name
leaving him
is.
out, but no, I was leaving him out, but I wasn't sure if he got a medical or not. That's what I was saying. He was trying to apply for medical, but I'm not sure if he got it. So I don't know if he'll be back or not. That's why I said they lost one for the moment. I wasn't forgetting about Chris. I know Chris was a senior, but he was trying to apply for medical, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean they have no excuses next year. You know, they're gonna be probably the favorite or at least the second favorite to win the conference. It's gonna be a loaded roster, a lot of talent. Make it happen.
And I want to say everybody from Little Rock is coming back. They didn't have any seniors, so
It's gonna be a good year in the Sun Belt then.
so technically, is Georgia State like the back-to-back Sun Belt champion? Since
Yeah, BK.
So, moving on. Last night was the 2020 NFL Draft. For the first time ever, it was hosted virtually with Roger Goodell standing in front of a television screen. And the Falcons picked up AJ Terrell, who is a cornerback out of Clemson. So just real quick, what do you guys think of this pickup? Tyrik, I know that you are really honed in on the Falcons always, so why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I think, first of all, before I comment on that, shout out to the NFL. I was watching last night, and I think that they did a good job. They did. Yeah, and then the way they had on the Zoom meeting, they had all the fans chiming in and stuff. They had the fans from different teams. I was like, okay, so they really put this thing together, this thing going. So yeah, shout out to the NFL. And then you can see the coaches, the owners, and sitting at their house stuff. So they did a really good job. With the draft pick that the Falcons did get, I say good move. Usually the Falcons don't make the smartest draft pick decisions, in my opinion, but I say good move, and I say that because Desmond Trufant gone, but he really wasn't that elite when he first came to the Falcons. He was pretty good, but then after that he started to fall off. So I say good move picking up a cornerback because we need to fill that position with somebody dependable. I had a chance to look at some of AJ Terrell's clips, and he looked like a pretty good, solid player. So I'm expecting big moves, lots of interceptions, and yeah, I'm expecting that position in that area to be fulfilled. So I think he's going to do a pretty good job. Christian, why are you shaking your head?
All right, I hate to do it to you. You got something to say, Jett?
You go ahead.
I hate to do it to you. All right, first of all, this is where we gonna start. You mentioned this man highlight tape. I can make a highlight tape to make myself look good.
That's what it is. Highlight tape.
A highlight tape. Good. You see his last game?
No, I didn't see his last game. I just said I saw his highlight tape.
Go turn it. It's not really fair to him all because Jamar Chase is a beast. He's really good, but your boy didn't fare too well. He didn't play too many top receivers at Clemson and ACC. They didn't have a lot, so I don't know. I mean, I can't say it's a good pick because they missed, or they missed on their first two. Hold on. Let's go back to where they really went wrong. They were 1-7 at one point during the season, right? And they played for pride. Yeah, let's fight it out, guys. Let's keep team morale up. And they won 6 more games and won a draft position. So now they ended up at 16 as opposed to something higher. So that's what the first mistake was. That's where they missed out on Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina, who Kyle Shanahan took, in spite of the Falcons once again. So I hope every Falcons fan is good. Hates Kyle Shanahan even more for that. They missed out on C.J. Henderson because he went in the top 10. Those are probably the 2 top guys on their board. And then they have to go and reach for A.J. Terrell because a mock draft by a guy from ESPN is a mock draft from a guy at ESPN. That his big board is his big board. So the Falcons can have guys rated higher, such and such. But in general, when at the time that Terrell was drafted, there were still 4 other corners ranked higher than him on pretty much every big board you looked at from anywhere. So the Falcons probably reached for a guy they could have got a little bit later. He could have been available in the second round because a few more corners went, but he probably wasn't going to go. If I was going to get a guy, if I was the Falcons, I would have got McKinney from Alabama. The dude's he's a lot better. I would say that Terrell he's a press man corner, but if he loses you on a jam, he's gonna make some mistakes in the field. He's gonna grab, he's gonna hold, probably grab a couple pass interference calls. So he's raw. He has a lot of raw talent, but
I mean,
expecting him to come in day one to be a shutdown corner is not realistic.
I think back to what you were saying about gonna be holding and stuff. I mean, like when you come in from college, you come into the NFL. I mean, you're gonna make plenty of mistakes. Like your first year, probably not gonna be that dynamic. But I mean, I'm expecting to see some good things out of him because, like, I mean, the Falcons, the turnover ratio. I mean, it's all right. But I expect him to make it even better than what it already is. So I'm expecting some big things out of him.
He has 6 interceptions at Clemson, so maybe he'll get lucky, John.
Who do you want them to get?
Well, if your GM was more aggressive and moved up, he could have got the guys he wanted, like Henderson or like Kinlaw. What did he say? He said something about he didn't have any offers or whatever, or he didn't try to move up, which is ridiculous. You got to be aggressive in the draft. And you look what happened. You're not aggressive. The top 2 guys we were gone, Kinlaw and Henderson. If I was going to go a corner at that spot, I would have went the guy from Alabama, McKinney. Yes, man. I would have gone with him. Or there are a couple guys, Jeff Gladney from TCU. I think those guys may be a bit better than Terrell, but I mean, I could be totally wrong. He can come out and be an all-star, but I don't think I see it.
Hey,
I think it was a reach. I think it was a bit of a reach.
We won't know till the season starts.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a reach at 16, but maybe not.
So, and then, of course, we had Joe Burrow going first overall. There was some speculation late that, there might be some trades going on. ESPN has Chase Young as the better athlete, but, talking about, the Bengals' needs and stuff like that, what do you guys think of Joe Burrow going first overall?
It was what they needed. They need a quarterback desperately. Andy Dalton blows. He's not good. So they desperately need a quarterback. If Tua's more athletic, probably has a better arm. At this stage, Burrow's probably more polished. I think Tua's ceiling, if he stays healthy, might be a bit higher than Burrow's. Burrow wasn't the greatest the year before. He came back this year, new offense, better receivers, and he had a great year. One of the best we've ever seen in college football. But they needed a quarterback, so it fit. As far as Chase Young goes, if Burrow wasn't there, Chase Young was going to go number 1. He's been, rated by everyone as a generational prospect. The guy that's going to change the franchise, and their D-line is already good. They got a couple of Bama guys there now, so this only makes their D-line even better. So it's a good pickup for Washington. For the Bengals, I can't knock it. The dude had a great year in college, and he's going to be a pretty solid NFL quarterback. Tua's physicals are probably better. He probably has a better arm, but for what you're going to get, you'll get a solid pro out of Burrow for sure.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off. Bengals had a terrible season last year. That was ugly. But yeah, they needed a quarterback because Andy Dalton was just not it. And he's been on the team for a few years, but this past year he just kind of fell off. So yeah, they definitely needed a quarterback. Tua, I'm just as far as him, he went to Miami. He went to Miami. I just don't, worried about his, I guess not worried, but his health. Is he going to be 100% when he go to Miami or stuff? So, the two things, just that with him. But yeah, I think that the Bengals might have a pretty good solid year with their new quarterback since they, because Andy just wasn't it for them. He wasn't doing it.
Krystal, do you have anything to say about it?
I don't have anything to say about that one.
Fair enough.
Tua's medicals that's going to be the question.
Yeah.
But if he's healthy, what else do you have? The Dolphins suck. So if you're the Dolphins, what else you got to lose? You have nothing else to lose. You suck. So you have to take a chance. If a guy is injured, try again. Next time you get a chance at the quarterback, but you can't not take him, because if you do take him and you get it right, you're like a genius. If you don't, look at the guys that have been taken in the first round before. How many have actually been good, recently? Trubisky went a couple years ago. He's not good. Blake Bortles, like all the guys that were supposed to be really
Oh.
great turn out to be great. And now you look at them and nobody thinks twice. Nobody thinks about it because you just got to move on. So like you're gonna take guys, and if they don't work out, you gotta try again. That's just how. That's the point of the draft. So you can't shy away from anything. So the Dolphins were smart to take Tua, no matter what his health concerns may be. He may be injury prone, but what if he's not? And he tell him to be a Pro Bowler and All Pro, and then they look like a genius. So
Well, then you got like Nick Saban saying like Miami like better take him. If not, it'll be a mistake and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like, they probably passed on Drew Brees or whatever he's saying.
I mean, you have to like, you have to. What else would you what you got to lose if you don't take him? You miss out on like a generational quarterback, and if he is not good and he's injury prone, you draft another quarterback. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to do it. If you don't, you look ridiculous. Because if you turn out to be an All Pro and you skipped over him, you will never hear the.
That's what happened. You don't do no good, and they didn't get him. So then they'll be like, "Oh,
another quarterback." That's what everyone else has done throughout the history of the draft. The point: how many quarterbacks have been taken in the first round? Who knows? Because you've never heard of someone because they just not good.
Ryan Leaf.
Right?
But yeah, while we on the topic of the draft, they did make the announcement about it this next year too. So at least Vegas will get their time to shine.
So Vegas.
Yeah, because it'll be, I think it's Cleveland next year, and then it'll be Vegas after that.
Oh, it's Vegas after that. Oh, I thought they said that Vegas was
Vegas twice in 1 year. That's gonna be wonderful. I'm gonna go to Vegas twice in 1 year. Then.
All right. Well, anything else you guys would like to say about that?
The draft.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2's tonight. The Seattle Falcons got a 1 pick. They got a 2nd round pick, 4th round pick. So they should trade one of those 4ths to get back in the 3rd. But they got to take a running back. I know everybody loves Todd Gurley, but I like Todd Gurley too.
No, I think Todd gonna be decent. Like I said last time, I think he's gonna be pretty decent. Like he was. I mean, I've seen, and I had a chance to interview him. I think he's a pretty good dude.
Oh,
so
here we go.
I think he's gonna be pretty.
All right.
I'm serious. Listen.
Tyrik can make you, man, listen, you give Tyrik a nice interview, Tyrik can think the word of you for the rest of your life, no matter what. You can kill a child and Tyrik can love you gave me.
Listen, every player that I have interviewed has been good.
Okay, that has nothing to do with the football field.
I know, but it's mojo. It's mojo.
You can give a great interview and suck as a football player. It can happen. So the interview is irrelevant to his knees. That's the issue. His knees. He has arthritis in his knees. That is the issue. Yeah. So is what I'm saying. They need a running back because even if he is good, which everyone hopes, like I hope he's good. I don't want you anything bad on him. I hope he's good, but you still don't want to run him too much because then you're gonna have the same problem you had before. He got ran too much, arthritis in his knees, and now look at him. So get a running back in the 2nd round, split the carries. You can get a rookie, the bulk of the load. Later in games, you give it to Todd. Later in the season, Todd is healthy and ready to go. Assuming you make the playoffs, you got a pretty healthy Todd Gurley ready to go. But if you start Todd Gurley off in the beginning of the season, running the ball 20 times, catching it out of the backfield 7 times, that's not going to be good for anybody at all. So if I'm Falcons, that 2nd round pick going to running back.
I don't see nothing wrong with getting a running back because I agree. Like Todd should have a good, reliable backup. Like that time when the Falcons had Devontae Freeman and Coleman, you had 2 elite quarterbacks. Quarterbacks. Running 2 elite running backs that was good simultaneously. They did their job. You could depend on both of them. So I think that they need somebody at least close to his level to run the ball if something happened to him or you know what I mean. So
yeah, it's only a 1-year deal too. So like if he balls out.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You gonna pay him, or you got the backup ready to go, or a cheap deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our last topic of discussion is going to be another draft of sorts. Because we're in, I guess, off season now. I guess technically, the NBA draft. That'll be coming up later this summer. So what are your guys' opinions on, first overall, and then who the Hawks might select with their pick?
Go ahead, Krystal. You tell us.
How about you go first?
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay, to be honest, I don't know if I would pick LaMelo Ball as number one. I see a lot of people saying maybe him to go first. I think, to be honest, I'll probably pick either between Anthony Edwards or James Wiseman. But I wouldn't pick LaMelo to go first. I think he plays too lazy. That's in my eyes. He don't play defense.
Defensively, he's pretty bad. Not gonna lie to you, but he's still young. He's 18, so he can improve on defense. He has like the physical. He has long arms. He's tall. He can become a good defender. A lot of time, defense is effort. So if he gives more effort defensively, he'll improve for sure. But I don't even know how the lottery's gonna work. So they're gonna have to just go on record probably at this point.
Yeah, they probably are.
It's gonna be the playoffs. So the Warriors are probably gonna have #1 pick. So if you're the Warriors, do you want Wiseman? Do you want Edwards? I'm taking Edwards personally because when you got it in the West, you got to go at LeBron, Harden, Westbrook, Donovan Mitchell. Now you got the Jazz are coming up, Murray, Harris. Sure, I'm forgetting some guys, but you go get a lot of elite wings. You got to have elite wings to go back at them as well. So I mean, Edwards' scoring potential, is better than Wiseman. Wiseman at this point is just I'll run the rim guy, dunk it, block some shots, which is not bad because the Warriors need that as well. So if they took Wiseman, it wouldn't be a bad option. But like offensively, Edwards' potential is a lot higher, so I would go him. And then if you got to move on from Clay they're not gonna be there forever, and that's who you turn the keys over to. But in that system, you hope he just translates and he becomes the next star that you need. As far as the Hawks go, I guess it depends on where they pick. I mean,
Yeah.
they're pretty much set. So the Hawks are in a good spot. It's luxury. If I was them, I would trade my pick for a veteran. But they man,
Yeah, they got a lot of young guys.
They do, and you look, they got their point guard, they got the power forward, they got the center. They could draft another power forward or center though, because Capella's under contract. John's gonna be on a new deal soon. They may not want to pay John for a guy that's limited offensively at least. I like John a lot. He's really good, but he's kind of limited in his game. So they could look at a guy to replace John and trade John for something. The options are are endless. So I'm not up on the Hawks. Like, don't get pigeonholed into one thing. Just keep your options open because you got the young core. So at this point, you just need veterans. So trade it for a veteran or do something. But honestly, I wouldn't use the pick. I would trade it. I would trade the pick of the Hawks.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so actually, I ain't really about this part. This year was supposed to be like my NBA learning year. I had committed myself to a little bit more about the NBA because I started doing I think I did 2 Hawks games or whatever, covered them this year. So I had committed myself to learning a little bit more about the NBA and stuff. So I'm still learning, but yeah. So.
It's fun sport.
Say what?
What do you think?
Yeah, I basically agree with you guys. I think that they have, spent the past, it was 2014 when they were in the conference finals, something like that.
2014 or 15.
Come on. The Hawks, yeah, it's been second. That's when LeBron was at Cleveland.
Yeah, so, pretty much since the year after that, they've been in, hard rebuild mode. So they've got, tons of young talent. So I think that, trading away and then, getting some older vet. Because, look at the impact that Vince Carter has made, in his short time as a Hawk,
I was gonna get you, but you know what? You made a good point.
So
he made a good in the locker room. He's made a good impact. He's been like a second coach out there for everyone, so he's made a good impact. On the court, no,
yeah, absolutely not. But but they're not trying to be good right now.
When I said veteran, I mean a guy that's gonna come and play veteran. I ain't talking about no guy.
Yeah.
a league like starter. If I was them, what I would do, I would max Brandon Ingram until the Pelicans to match it. Brandon Ingram will fit really well here in Atlanta. I don't know. He may get kind of moved out of the shadows there in New Orleans with Zion and that whole thing. So if he comes to Atlanta, the city will love him. He can play along Trey, get as many shots as he wants because he'll definitely be the second option without choice. And Trey is gotten a lot better at his passing. So I think that'll take off to make them a playoff team for sure. Adding Brandon Ingram.
Is it
And
just
Capella,
me? Is it just me, or anybody else disappointed by how the Hawks turned out? Like in the beginning of the season, preseason, everybody was like, okay, they could be like an 8 seed, like the low seed, and then now when the season started, they just did bad, and it's like they're not even going to make it to the playoffs. So is it just me that's disappointed?
No,
Or y'all expected it?
Anybody that should be disappointed should be disappointed in themselves.
Oh.
Oh, seriously. What did you see from this team that really led you to believe they was going to fight for a playoff spot?
I really did.
Okay, what led you to believe that?
Well, that's a good point. Because the pieces that they had.
Delusion.
Yeah, it's a very good point, huh?
And then LeBron's gone, then thought they could make a move.
What that mean? There's still other good teams. Just because he's gone, that's one man.
Mm-hmm.
There's one team that's out the picture.
I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I expected, like I said, I went to a few Hawks games. I expected them to be good. I expected them to be good for one reason.
Did you interview any of them? Because, I mean...
I
interviewed some of them. So that's why I expected them to be good. I told y'all, the mojo. The mojo.
Get a good interview.
Well, all right.
I got that.
No, but, I mean, the season went down when John got suspended for 25 games. So when he got suspended, the season went in the tank at that point because they just couldn't compete. But even with John, they may have been better, but I mean, I still couldn't expect them to contend for a playoff spot, and that was like pushing it. 8 seed was like the highest they would get.
Yeah.
Starting, Herter was hurt. He was hurt a lot last year, so he had to get back into his groove. You just had Trey and John. You didn't have a backup point guard at one point. The bench was suffering. You had Alex Lynn out there starting for you games. That was no good. So, I mean, as promising as it may have looked, it wasn't realistic to expect them to compete for a playoff spot because they just weren't that good. I mean, okay, I'm a Tyrik myself here. I was at the games. Like, I covered most of the games. I talked to the guys in the locker room, too. And the games were boring.
Well, that's probably what it was.
They were boring.
You don't. That's probably why they went good, because you was in there rubbing out my mojo.
Oh, my God.
Boy, if you don't go somewhere 2 years, it ain't my fault they trash. No, but I think this year they'll be good if there's a season. Well, I mean, there will be a season next year. But they trade that draft pick, please. Get a veteran, and I think they'll be ready to roll. I can confidently say this upcoming season, the Hawks will compete for a playoff spot. If they add, like, another piece. If they don't, they stay the same status quo, they might contend for 8th seed, but I don't know. Hey. But you never know how much the rookies will improve next year. So they can improve. I mean, you hope they'll improve next year.
You heard it here first.
You did hear it here first.
Well, that will be it for... Hold on,
Jett. How you going to forget something that's important?
What I forget?
WNBA draft was last week, so Krystal can tell us about dream drafted. How you going to forget that, Jett?
Hey, I mean...
We're showing sports now? Well, women's sports don't matter now, Jett?
Okay, all right. Well, hey, we have a whole article on our page about it.
Hey, don't do that to the women. Oh, my God. Do not do that to the women.
Exactly, Jett. Don't do it to the women, man.
You know what? I was wrapping up the men's, and we are transitioning now into the WNBA draft that just happened. And Krystal, as our resident WNBA expert, why don't you take it away?
Expert. Well, shoot, I admit I did not watch the draft, but I seen that they picked Kimmy.
I watched the draft.
Listen, can I talk about women's talk? I was doing something. But I feel like this year, the Atlanta Dream, we're going to be good. We done traded a lot of people. Angel McCarthy left. Thank God. Atlanta, everybody liked her because she was hurt. She didn't play last season. And so now we got her gone. And now we still have Tiffany Hayes. We got Courtney Williams from from the Suns. Like, we're gonna be good this year. Last year was a really disappointment. It was a disappointment. But we done got a lot of new players, so we're gonna be good. We're gonna make the playoffs for sure.
Well, I haven't interviewed any of them, so I don't know what to say about them. But yeah.
There we go. Can we get like a siren or something every time Tyrik talking about you interview somebody and just
Yeah, I'll have to make something.
Or a bell or something.
So, do you guys think that there is a potential for the Hawks, the Skyhawks, and the Dream to all be in the playoffs this next season?
The Dream will be, and the Skyhawks will compete for one. But I don't know about that.
I would say 3 Atlanta teams in the playoffs is a stretch. That's all I would say about that.
No, one is guaranteed to be in the playoffs, and that's the Braves. The Braves will be in the playoffs.
Hey, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Besides that, well, the Georgia State will probably make the tournament. That's 2 playoff teams you got in Atlanta. Both the football team might make a pro game. That might be 3. Besides that, it's a little tough. The Hawks, the Hawks might make it, but you never know. The Dream, I don't even know how the playoff system works.
They will.
All right, Krystal said they're going to make it.
They're going to make it. They're going to make it. We're going to make it. United will make it.
I'm going to have to get somebody on here one day.
I forgot. My bad. I forgot about them. That shows how much nobody cares.
And then to win this team.
That's a story for a different. Because all y'all fake fans talking about, oh, we were so excited, let's have a parade, they won. And who talks about them now? Y'all just fake.
Oh, my goodness.
Bad fans. Y'all didn't really care. Y'all just wanted to latch on to something. So that's really what it was. People want to latch on to a champion. But y'all don't really care about the United.
That's true. I was like that. Soccer. I'm gonna be honest. I was like that. I ain't know a lick about soccer, but I said, Atlanta got a championship. Let me hop on that right quick. Let me act like I'm a fan for like 2 days.
I see right through it. Right through it.
But yeah.
So the Braves. Anybody want to talk some baseball?
Man, no. This is not baseball. I'm gonna tell you how much I've been like sitting in my room, like eating and like spitting out sunflower seeds, like thinking I was back on a diamond when I was in middle school. I miss baseball a lot. I do. It's sad that we can't have it. I love going to Braves games, man. They're really good. Like the Braves, they're gonna probably be the next team for Atlanta to win a championship.
I would have to agree.
They got a lot of good young
before United.
He's Ronald Acuna. They got to get some more pitching, but I mean they're set in the field. They're really good.
And they have one of the best farm systems in the entire MLB. So they've got tons of prospects, and they never trade for anyone. But that's besides the point.
Which drives me crazy because
they could win now. They could win now.
Double-A, man, he got to get it together. Double-A with this holding on the prospects. Not every prospect you have can play. Like they're really good outfield prospect. Let me look it up. I want to miscall his name. But anyway, they have a really good outfield prospect. But you look at the outfield, they got Acuna. They have
Markakis.
Markakis, I think, is he gone? Drew Waters is his name. Drew Waters. He's number 26 prospect in baseball. And they got Christian Pache, who's another outfielder, right?
Oh,
so now
yeah,
you got Acuna center.
Good.
You got Inciarte, and you just signed Ozuna, who's going to play in the outfield. And then you don't have room for those guys. You need starting pitching. Trade one of those guys for a front-end starter. Seriously, you have to. Soroka, I really like Soroka, but when the playoffs comes, you're going to need a flamethrower to get you through. You see the Astros, they had a flamethrower. They had Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander. The Nationals, they had Max Scherzer. They had Steven Strasburg. They had flamethrowers at the top of their rotation. You're not going to get through the playoffs without it. This ground ball hitters and all that ain't going to fly. You got to get some like real deal studs in here. Trade those prospects for a stud. Stop holding on to them. They can't play. There's not room for all.
For a stud.
Oh my gosh! No, I did not mean like that. Oh my gosh!
Hey, well look. So, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. You got it.
Oh, now I was gonna say. So I played baseball back in high school, and one day I got a call from, which one day I got a call from the Braves, and they had asked me to come play for them. But I had to turn them down because I was like, I said my education is a little bit more important to me and stuff in my journalism career. So I said I went ahead and went to Georgia State. So I had to turn them down. But
Tyrik,
what'd you say?
You believe that just told?
You can go look at my stats. My stats on the internet. You Google my name right now, and you can go see my stats.
You Google my name,
stats.
Pop up. You ain't gonna see baseball player. Ain't nobody finna turn down on baseball offer from the Braves.
Right. He's playing.
He don't even believe the story he just told. Talking about the called me, I told him no. No, you did not tell him no. If you did, you are a fool. I should come to your house right now. Turn down the Braves, play baseball.
Nah, ain't nobody. Shoot, it's Corona season. Ain't nobody coming up in here. No visitors are welcome. But yeah, so I did used to play though. But
I believe. No, seriously, man. You know, everybody, it's fun to get out here and talk trash and just have fun. Cause I miss sports a lot.
True.
A lot. I think we all do. So the draft has helped, but after the draft, we have no more live sports for a long time. So I hope everyone soaks up these 3 days and enjoys it, because after this, it's gonna be rough.
Well,
the WNBA season about to start.
No season is starting.
Everybody push them off to the side.
Season is starting anytime soon. No season is starting anytime soon.
You say that, but there is. I really don't know the details, so I can't really speak a whole lot on it. But the plan to restart the MLB season, I think it's at Texas, Arizona, and Florida as like 3 central locations to play games. That's really all I know, but I feel like that's an interesting concept. I don't know how feasible it is, but what do you guys think of that?
They gotta do something.
Yeah, they gotta do something.
Sequestering players in hotels, going from a hotel to a game and back for months on end without their family, it really sucks when you really think about it. But if everybody wants to play baseball, then that's the only option. Because having guys like fly back and forth between cities is just not safe right now. And you're going to have to be playing these games without fans anyway. So I guess there's no point in opening up your stadium for no reason. So we're just going to have to adjust this year and play it how you have to play it. And hopefully next year is different. But for right now. Also, I think this is good, though. Like, I think baseball is good. 162 games is way too much for a season. Way too much.
They be playing back to back to back.
You can start a season in like May, or not even about June. You start a season in May and be all right. Like, you don't need. They started at the end of March, and a lot of places it's still super cold. It snows in like the Midwest in March, like Chicago, Detroit, even on the East Coast, it's snowing. Who wants to play baseball in the snow? They say the boys of summer for a reason. Let them play in the summer. Let them play in the warm weather and get it over with. Season's way too long. So hopefully from this, they kind of shorten it a little bit and play double headers and whatever. Because that's a part of baseball, too. Double headers are fun. So do some more of that. But 162 games got to go. That's why they're losing people now.
They're never going to shorten it. Never. Baseball is the sport that is the most stuck in its ways. Like I mean, they don't even have,
so I'm up on that one.
They don't even have a clock. Like, games can go as long as they want. I mean, now they have a pitching clock, but I mean, even that, I feel like they just added it just to appease some people. But a 5-hour game, like,
right?
Like, it can literally go for days and days. Like, it's up to the umpire to like call it.
I can't say how I really feel because I get in trouble, so I'm just keep my mouth shut.
Say how you feel.
Say it. You don't like how long the games be?
I have nothing to say.
Man, we on a podcast. You better say it.
Right.
All I will say is that this podcast is not rated for expletives.
Well, I can say whatever I want, so I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. I wasn't gonna swear anything. It may offend somebody, so I'm gonna just keep it to myself.
I'm not a baseball fan.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't care.
No, man. Somebody go see this and they go flag me and tell me I'm racist
Shoot,
or something.
but the podcast will blow up. We get some.
Yeah,
we get some more fans. You got to look at the positives. You got to look at the positive side of it. Shoot, somebody say something,
or I offended somebody, so I'm just keep on my shit.
All right. Well, on that note,
I've learned in life, pick your battles. Some of them ain't worth it. This one ain't worth it.
True.
I can tell you off the air. You want to talk? I'll tell you. But I ain't saying it right now while we live. I'm desperate for it.
well, that will be. Are there any? Before I end it, are there any other things that we'd like to say before we end the second episode of the PRN Sports podcast?
Yeah, y'all go check out my baseball stats.
Oh, you know what? Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, do it
Max
now.
Preps.
Do it right now.
Yeah, Max.
Tyrik Wynn, baseball.
Let's see if I can find some highlights. That'll be good.
Let's. He on Max Preps. Oh, never mind. What this? Oh, never mind. I was going to. Let's see what the page said. Hold on. The page don't even work, bro. Let's go somewhere else.
They deleted
Tyrik
the profile.
You went to
I did. I mean, I
You went to
retired. I retired on. I
Christian high
retired on
school?
a good. Yeah,
Quick
that's where I
stat.
went.
Hold on. So what you say? You said the Braves called you?
Yeah, they called me. They
Quick
said,
stat.
"Hey,
Quick stat. You want to see the quick stat? Let's see. Played 2 games. At bats. Varsity total 2 games. Batting average of 0.
Oh no!
Bats. 3 strikeouts. To go to sombrero, you had to go to sombrero, didn't you? You struck out 3 times in 1 game.
what happened?"
You
Nah,
struck out
that don't even sound like me.
three-
I don't know who you done looked up. That you done looked up somebody who was trying to pretend
0.
to be me.
On base
That ain't even me.
0. On base percentage 0. Let's see. Yeah. This ain't fair to you, bro. Well, I mean, it say Tyrik Wynn, Community Christian High School, Stockbridge, Georgia. So
It could be anyone though, you know.
Yeah, that could be it.
yeah.
Nah, that's Tyreek. Ain't nobody. I never seen my name spelled like Tyreek like that.
No, it's something Georgia. Just that Tyrik Wynn. That's all.
It's him.
Yeah, nah, that was me. Nah, actually, like all jokes aside, like I sucked. I was terrible.
Yeah. If a guy calls from the Braves, I'm not telling him no.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I thank you guys for joining me. It's been fun.
Always.
I think
I always want to talk trash.
I thank our
Just
guests
fun.
for joining us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
shout out
I'm
to
not
the
nobody.
fans.
I talk a lot of trash with Tyreek, but it's just all fun. Ain't nothing serious. It's all good. It's all love.
Yeah.
And I thank our viewers for tuning in to hear us ramble about sports and how we're mad that they're gone and sad and all kinds of emotions right now, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Good.
But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning into the PRN Sports podcast. We will be back next week at the same time, Friday at 5:30, live at gsuprn.com/live. Until then, stay safe, everyone.
Yeah. Don't inject yourself.
Oh my God. Please don't do that. Oh God.